Welcome to Mr. Heaton's Math Lab, and in this video we're going to learn about fractions and how to represent them using a number line. A fraction is like splitting something into equal parts. So if we had, say, something like this where we have 4 total parts and we want to see where 3 of those parts are located at, we can use a number line to help us see where that is located. So let's try this out. So whenever we see a number line, we're looking at the total parts, which is going to be at the bottom, and then the number of parts, what we want to see where that location is at the top. So for a number line, we have something where we start at 0 and we go to 1. And we break that into a total of 4 parts. And you can see that here, 1, 2, 3, 4 parts. So we always put a part at the end point, but never at 0, because 0 just means that there's nothing there. So if we want to see where the number of parts is located at, we look at that number line to say 1, 2, 3. So since we know it is 3, we can put a circle right here where we have 3/4 of those parts. So that means right here at this line is where we are going to have 3 out of 4 parts. Now let's try this with 1 out of 4. So remember, this is going to be the number of parts divided by the total parts. So if the total is 4, we would count 1, 2, 3, 4. We don't put a number on 0, but we do put a number at the end point, which is 1, or it's going to be 4 for our total for the fraction. So with a number of 1, we know that we are looking at right here on our number line. Now let's take a look at 2/3. So if we take a look at our number line, we can see we have 1, 2, 3 total parts, right? 3 total parts, and we want to see where 2 of those total parts are, which is right here. Now what if we have 5/8? Well, we can see we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 total parts, and where do 5 of those total parts line up on the number line, which would be right here. Now let's see if we can create our fraction. So let's say we have this many lines on our number line. Okay, and remember that a number line is the number that we want divided by the total. So let's figure out what the total is. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we know that we have 5 total parts. And say, for instance, we want to see where 2 would be at. So we could put that right here. But depending on how many actual lines or tick marks we have on our number line will dictate where the total amount of parts are. So let's take a look at this one. Say we want to put a dot right here. Okay. Well, if we know how many parts we have 1, 2 parts, right? Because we have the number of parts divided by the total amount of parts. Well, if the total is 1, 2, and we put our dot on 1, we know that we are looking at 1/2, or 1/2. Now let's try this. Now remember, we have our number divided by the total. First thing we need to do is figure out what the total is. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So we have a total of 9 parts. And let's say, for instance, we are going to put a dot right here. Well, if that's the case, we know we have 1, 2, 3. So the number that we're looking at is 3/9. And it lands right here on this number line. Now let's try this one. So I'm going to put a dot right here. Remember, we have a number line, so we want to figure out what the total is first. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we have a total of 7, and we're looking at 1. So we have 1/7. So that means that when we put a point right here, we're looking at 1/7 on our number line. Now let's take a look at this one. We'll put a dot right here, and we know we have 1, 2, 3, 4. So we have a total of 4 lines, and we are looking at a point at 3. So if we put a dot right here, we're at 3/4 across this number line. Let's do one last example. Let's put a dot right here. Let's see if we can figure out where this is. We have 1, 2, 3 total lines, and we put a dot here, which corresponds to 1. So we're at 1/3. If you're looking to take your math skills to the next level, check out Mr. Heaton's Math Lab. We offer a range of resources to help you succeed, from free workbooks and Common Core assessments to focused mini courses and comprehensive curriculum courses. Head over to www.mrheatonsmathlab.com to get started today.